Well, okay then. I guess it works. I'm hoping it's working, because right now I am staring down the barrel of a confusing moment, because Facebook and Restream were not getting along earlier, and now it appears that they are getting along. Maybe. Sort of. Perhaps. It's hard to tell. A lot of this has to do with whether or not... hey, okay, it is working. Hot dang. Okay. Yay, I spent money and it may not have had to. All right, that's fine. We're fine. I think everybody else can pretty much agree that in this case... Here it goes again. And hi! Hello, welcome to the Troubadork Show. I am, of course, Tobias the Adequate. And we have stuff. I did not change the title up there. I'm going to change the title now. With everything else that was going on, that's the one thing I missed, so we'll just fix that right now. It's a Thursday show. There we are. Hey, Ruth! Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're just in time. I'm currently staring at all the things and trying to figure out what else is broken. Because it's not really a Troubadork show unless we have some kind of bizarre technical falderall. Color looks okay. I look fairly human. I think I've got the white balance set properly. It's hard to tell sometimes. And up until about maybe 10 minutes ago, he said as he desperately checks everything to make sure it looks okay. Up until about 10 minutes ago, there we go, I didn't think Restream was going to play well with Facebook at all. So, it is, and we are, and there are, and I think people are watching, and then, therefore, let's do a song. Yeah, let's do a song. Why not? We're going to start with this one because I want to. Oh, I'm also going to tune because I like y'all. There we go. I have turned off the little thingy that tells me how many people Restream thinks are watching each of my channels because it is apparently weird and difficult to actually keep track of coherently. Meanwhile, Possums. Possums in a trench coat come to tea. Sit right at a table like you and me. Do they want another biscuit? Better give them 3, 'cause they're not really a gather. 6 possums in a trench coat. Possums in a trench coat go to town. Got themselves an Uber, couldn't flag it down. The driver didn't stop, no, he just kept on going, 'cause he didn't want to drive. 6 possums in a trench coat. It's a fun song. Possums in a trench coat see a show. Do you give them just one seat or the entire front row? Do the possums in the middle just peek out through the buttons? Man, I got so many questions for 6 possums in a trench coat. Choked up a little bit too high on that chord. Bridge! To be late, everything turned out to go much better than expected, 'cause their date turned out to be 6 possums in a caftan. Possums in a trench coat. Possums in a trench coat. Possums in a trench coat. 6 possums in a caftan. Well, you know, Tom, it is true. Possums do have a tendency to expand their territory whenever they can. So once you get one possum in there, the stack then eventually would just slowly teeter over. Like some kind of flair bartending thing when you have all the glasses half filled and you just slowly dump them over the row of upright glasses or something like that. That's an awkward metaphor, and I have more of them. Fun, huh? All right, the next one... let me do 2 things. Little housekeeping. I'm just going to turn that off there so I don't have to burn quite as many cycles. I appear to be human. Looking at it like I look human. I look like I have a reasonable complexion. My hair is all right. My hair is now fine enough and thin enough that the top of my head is now clearly visible. I am not, however, going to shave my head. I have been told I am not to shave my head. The management does not want that to happen. So we are going to actually jump back and forth between 2 instruments today, because I'm doing songs that sound best on 2 instruments. I could have done Possums in a Trench Coat on this, which is a baritone ukulele. This one is known as Dare, because it is named after the fact that I was dared to write a song called Socially Emotionally Distant, and the guy said, I will pay you $100 if you write this song and make it 4 minutes. And I did, and he did, and I bought this. But this one is a baritone ukulele, which basically means it's the 4 highest strings on a guitar. So the G chord is like a one-finger wonder. It's like, hey, I'm playing a G chord, yay! E is wonderful here. So I could have actually done... On the other hand, taking it up higher on the neck actually gets it a better sound, I think, for me. But that's just me babbling. Clearly, as I can tell by the sound of your eyes glazing over, which I can hear from here. Speaking of eyes glazing over, the next song we're going to do is one that I wound up writing instead of writing a song I was supposed to write. It's a true story. I was in the process of trying to figure out how to write a song for my friend Jana Zepp, who portrays Queen Margaret of Scotland and the Isles at a number of festivals. Russian nesting possums. That's a terrifying concept. I like it, though. She plays Queen in Bavaria, and we were going to write a song about the many things she has to contend with playing the Queen. I still have that one in the hopper, and it's called God Help the Queen. But instead, I wound up writing this song instead. About a man who came from humble origins and stayed there. See if I can find my felt picks. I can find my leather pick now, but I can't find my felt pick. There it is. There's a felt pick. I'm going to attempt to strum, but the felt pick will be a little less loud. Nah, I think I'm actually just going to blow up my thumb. Less loud. It says to play this song with unnecessary grandeur. He came from a tiny village just outside of Aberdeen. And his face, it was not noble, and his clothes, they were not clean. But there's often been a hero that has come from such a start. Our man Festus wasn't one of them. He was neither brave nor smart. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. There are some men bound for glory, bound for riches or for fame, and among that noble roll call you will not find Festus's name, for his voice, it was not noble, nor his bearing very fine, and he towered over no one at the height of 4'9". There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. I need a thimble. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. But from lowly circumstances some men rise among the rest. Not that Festus ever tried hard, well, that there was my own guess. But in noble battles some men can achieve beyond compare. And on the battlefield of Hastings, our man Festus was not there. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. Thoughtful part. There are legendary figures doomed to fade away obscure, and our peasant Festus suits that. At least we think we're pretty sure. There is not much known as Festus. Peasantry builds little pride. Matter of fact, all that we're sure of, well, we're all pretty sure he died. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land. But the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man, and that is that song. I'm noticing two things while I'm doing this. One, there are these little metal, like, washer things, and they appear to be rattling a little bit when I strum. The other thing is, I'm wondering if I actually managed to knock this thing out of tune again. This song, yes, I did, just a bit. This song actually caused one of my instruments, the one that I got from a pawn shop, to spontaneously detune itself down 2 octaves. This string got really, really, really low and dissonant. I can only assume that it actually added to the what the heck is this guy doing quality of that song. Yeah. I'm going to do one more song with this one, and then we're going to go back to the green instrument, which currently still does not have a name. In protest. Much like Vogon poetry, Troubadork songs can cause instruments to attempt to take themselves out of the game on their own. This next song is a song that I had tried to write when I wrote the traditional Irish gibberish song. And I noticed that it wasn't quite what I wanted. And what I really wanted was, just a song of the traditional Irish type. And there are several variations of it. Most of it involve either the fair folk or the bastard English who took all of our stuff, or Fair Colleen, who is beautiful and lovely and I will never see her again, or I really miss Ireland, or the bastard English have taken all of our beer, or the fairies have taken all of our beer, or the bastard Irish have taken all of our fairies, or vice versa. It's a little... Anyway, this one is one that I wrote, and it's called I Couldn't Run Away with the Fae. And the last half of the title is The Fae Ran Away From Me. And there's two ways to play it. One way is pretty and lyrical, and the other is drunk and resentful, because it's an Irish song. I no longer have any beverage, so I cannot get drunk. However, I can be resentful, and I think that's the direction I'm going to go with this. Now, the other thing about this is... it's a three-chord wonder. It's literally D, E, and A. It's an Irish tune, so it starts in D. And playing it on this instrument means that the E is not as ridiculously high as the ukulele, the tenor ukulele, which is good because I need the transitions to work, or I will probably die trying to sing it. It also means, since I'm singing it here instead of here, I gotta remember what key I'm singing in. I'm gonna attempt to harmonize with the instrument. The instrument will actually be lower than my voice. Good luck. My life was a shambles, I wished I were dead. I decided to live with the fairies instead. So I found me a circle, a space I had known. When I pled my case, the fairies had flown. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. In the field, left cakes and honey, and hoped it would yield a chance to leave my world and live with the fae. Cakes, honey, and fairies were all gone next day. My dream of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. Why? The queen of the fairies, she heard my lament. In a big cloud of glitter, she popped up and went. We've heard your petition, but have to say nay. Stop begging to get us to haul you away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. And you're known far and wise. I said that's a bit on the stalkerish side. You can't live here forever, you can visit, you see. But remember the caterings BYOB. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. not flee into the fay. She sent for you, boy, oh, you can't go that way. Said you are a rare one, but we'll tell you true. Immortal life's complex enough without you. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. One more time, my dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Boating accident! Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away, the fae ran away, the fae ran away from me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm awake now. I'm a tenor. My voice is naturally up here. And as such, I have been with many people who are not tenors. And they have tried to get me to sing in a different range, which tends to fall right in the blind spot where I'm either up too high or down too low for it to be physically comfortable for me. This song is in my key and in my range. So, to all of y'all. It's really weird, though. It's about that note. Yep. So, after that worked out, I think it is time for me. Oh, by the way, I should mention this because it is important. The Troubadork Non-Commute Show is brought to you by Ray's Monolith Exchange. We deliver, just don't ask how. Get yourself a monolith, put it out where everyone can see. Yeah, get yourself a monolith. The absurdity will set you free. It doesn't really matter whose party that you're with, so let's all make it weird. Get yourself a monolith. Ray's House of Monoliths, we deliver, just don't ask how. There we go. That's our completely unfounded plug. Back to the tenor ukulele that is green, my lovely, lovely holy grail of I can play this at a Renaissance festival when it's raining and I don't care. Although I probably wouldn't want to have it plugged into anything electrical. It does actually have 2 pickups. I have not yet plugged it into an amp to see what it sounds like, but I'm fairly certain they want to do internet famous on it. It's going to make me sound almost like I know what I'm doing. I am not doing internet famous. I am instead doing a song I have done many, 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 many times. In fact, it's one of the first ones that I really picked up on and figured out, and it damn near killed me to try and do this properly. But I did it, and I'm very happy with it. And I have not done it very much lately because I've been trying to focus on my original stuff, because that gives me a chance to, well, have a show that I don't have to worry about any kind of mechanical license or anything else for. But this one, yeah, is one that has been sung and shall be sung anywhere people wear Victorian clothing and think that somehow they are in fact singing a Victorian music hall song, when in fact they're singing a song that was written in the late 60s. And it's written about a place called Bertha's. It still exists, you can still eat there and sew. Eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Now a sailor came to Bertha's with a problem most severe. His manly pride had been atrophied by a voyage of 14 years. So he he ate a plate of mussels. Now he sings in a different key. His jibboom set right, he'll be back there tonight, and he's not going back to sea. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Now a lady came to Bertha's who wanted a daughter or son. The doctors had said with a shake of their head that she couldn't have either one. So she ate a plate of mussels and went home to her husband dear. Hi, babe, she tuned up his cruth, and to tell you the truth, they had triplets the very next year. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. They will cure your diarrhea, cure your constipation too. Just swallow a box for the chicken pox, for the measles, for the flu. So if you fancy a healthier life, get your daily dosage straight. A plate a day of Bertha's mussels, and you'll live till you're 98. Everybody eat Bertha's mussels. Don't drink them, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. When you're ashore in Baltimore, you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. And so we come staggering in, smelling of gin and other substances, tripping backwards through the cat flap, crawling across the kitchen floor, pulling ourselves up by the countertop to hit what we think is the light switch, but is in fact the incredibly noisy garbage disposal, waking up the whole damn house at the end of yet another Tobias the Adequate Troubadork Show. I'm kind of proud of that one. Thank you guys for hanging out with me again today. Thank you for chatting with me a little bit. Remember, y'all interacting with me, this is some of the best human interaction I get all day. The day job has me doing things for people who are not happy to talk to me because they're not having fun with their technology and they're having problems with it. And many of these people are not that happy when they call me. So having people actually interact with me in a positive way increases my lifespan. In the middle. The good part. Not that crap at the end. This is the last show of the week, and I will do more of them. And hopefully, Restream will behave itself, and maybe I can get my money back on that thing, because I didn't really have to use it. I mean, I could now technically put this show on the Tobias the Adequate page. I just don't know if it's worth the effort. Y'all tell me. You can comment here or hit me up in a message somewhere, and we'll figure it out. Of course, we do live in a capitalistic society, so let's go and get the plug things out of the way. The tip jars are over here. PayPal.com/theadequate, Venmo @theadequate. I am now working with Madman Maverick to get a little socially distant tip jar sign with the little QR codes for these two things, and maybe even the Patreon if I'm smart. I want to thank Eric, Robert, Rick, Emily, and Miranda for throwing some bucks in the bucket. I also want to thank my growing and increasingly concerning group of Patreon patrons. And that's Joe and Alexi and Austin and Chris and Teppo and Shay and Linda and Ann and Stephen and Rob and Alicia and Relly and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Lorene, who is also my editor at Paper Angel Press and Practical Content, who are partially responsible for the artisanal gibberish book being republished. I'm serious. It's getting republished. We're doing Volume 1 republished, and then Volume 2 will come out as well, because I have even more words, because I make words. It's a thing. any money that comes to me through any of that stuff goes back into doing this show. In fact, that's why I got the Restream membership thing. And we'll see if I use it or not. Carpe Diem Comics is, of course, the official emotional support comic shop of the Tobias the Adequate Troubadork Show. The Overtime Theater, they are friends of ours. They're in San Antonio, Texas. They're doing a radio play, and I think it's very cool. You can find all kinds of stuff over here. Here. Point at the right side there, Tobias. Facebook.com, Twitch.tv/Tobias the Adequate. That's the archive page. YouTube.com/MPLEGARE has the Troubadork playlist. Yes, the Adequate was already taken there. Go ahead. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre has a lot of my recorded things. But I got podcast stuff. We're working on another podcast project, and we're going to see how that goes. Another week. I put the deadline out for that for about another week out. So if you're curious, look me up on the book face, and I will tell you how to get there. I am at The Adequate on Twitter, at The Adequate on Facebook. I am now on TikTok. Yeah, it was bound to happen. I am so behind the curve, it's hilarious. At the Tobias the Adequate. And a lot of what I'm putting up there are things that occur to me to do, like real quick, sudden songs and silliness like that, and some reruns. And we'll see how that all goes. Honestly, I have no idea. By the way, THUD Bucket, death metal you can laugh at, is out everywhere music is available. It's me and my friend Ron. We have a second video out now called Plaguerats, and that's on YouTube, and you can find us on Facebook. And if you just search THUD Bucket, THUDBUKIT, space in between, no umlauts, I can't stress that enough. You'll find all kinds of stuff there, and we're available on every music service that has the word music in it. And that's all of that. Whew. Thursday. 4 days, and so dang much has happened. Oh my gosh. Somewhere off on the horizon, I kind of see something that might just be hope. I think it is. I honestly think it is. I think we can get there. We can get there from here. Things are changing. Not as fast as we'd like, but the future is coming. So, why do they exchange monoliths for? Well, they exchange monoliths for other monoliths. You know, it's a swap out thing. There was a gingerbread monolith in San Francisco Bay Area. I think it might have gotten consumed, but I could be wrong. There's a plywood one out in the desert, but you know, the desert, it's a weird place. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be safe out there. I am still confined to quarters for another week. Dang it. My nose is really itchy, but I don't want to scratch it while I'm on camera. So I will just say this. Y'all have been wonderful. I continue to be Tobias the Adequate until further notice. And thank you for encouraging my behavior. Oh, thank God I get to rub my nose now. And we will see you next time. See you on Monday. Take care. Aloha.